Hey everyone, it's Arylo here with your weekly love letter. And today was a really great day at the house that I'm staying at today, actually for the next couple days. I'm back in Oakland, California here for a couple days, and I'm sitting on the front porch of one of my BFFs, Amy Aylers, who's the co-founder of Intermingler Reform School with me. And today was the day her daughter graduated from kindergarten. She was so cute, you all, when she left the house. She had a little dress on, her little shoes, and off she went. And it reminded me of that saying of how, like, you know, you learn those things in kindergarten, like when we're adults. There's all those things that we're supposed to be able to remember that we learned in kindergarten. But I don't know about where you went to kindergarten at. There were a lot of things I did not learn in kindergarten that helped me really find love, have love in my life, and choose love over fear. And so today I wanted to share with you something that really struck me about what happens to us from the age of probably like 4 until we die, that we're not very well equipped to deal with, and that we could very easily turn those situations into creating love instead of fear. And the situation is this: have you ever had your feelings hurt? Right? Have you ever had your feelings hurt? Nod your head if you've ever had your feelings hurt. I know I've had my feelings hurt. In fact, just a couple days ago, I was on the phone with a friend of mine, and she said something to me that totally triggered me, and I got really defensive. And I knew I was getting defensive because this month at the Love Club, we were all about self-awareness. So my self-awareness is super heightened, and I could tell in the moment I was getting defensive. And I said to her, I'm totally getting triggered right now by something that you're saying, but I didn't have total access to what was going on. And the next day I realized that what she had said had really hurt my feelings. But because back in kindergarten I didn't really get the training on how to articulate that and what to do with that, I really didn't know that was happening in the moment. And so it just brought me to this wanting, what can I share with all of you today in this love letter about how can you create more love in your relationships, because I'm really taking a stand this summer for us to have the best relationships that we can in our lives so that we can create more love, not less, is what do you do when someone hurts your feelings? So here's the training I'm going to share with you that I've since received and have applied to my relationships again and again and again to become wealthy in love. So here's step number 1 when your feelings get hurt. And you know your feelings have been hurt because you feel sad, or you feel angry, or you feel mad, you feel attacked, you get less than, you get bigger than, you feel that trigger. So the first step when your feelings get hurt is not to lash back. The first step is actually to go within and really lean into that branch of self-awareness, which is the branch that we're growing right now in the Love Club. And self-awareness is really about you knowing who you are. And the truth is that whatever the person who's hurt your feelings has triggered for you has nothing to do with them. It's like they've stuck some kind of instrument into some old dental work inside your mouth, inside your heart, that hasn't healed, and it triggers a love crack. And a love crack is one of those places inside your heart that have been hurt and wounded at some point in your life, probably many years ago, that has fear in it because your feelings got hurt. And so fear came in and moved in residence. And so for me, like with my friend hurt my feelings, she totally hit on a love crack that had nothing to do with her. So you take that moment to be like, okay, this isn't about them hurting my feelings, so what's it about me? What's going on? What's being triggered for me? And it's usually something that's a much deeper wound than what's happening right now. And then just go ahead and be like, okay, I can be aware of that. Then the second phase that you go into is to make the choice to, instead of filling up that love crack that's just been activated with fear, to choose love. You're at a choice point. Do I choose love or do I choose fear? And I'm going to ask you and invite you to, in that moment, actually choose love. And ask yourself this question: what would be the loving act for me to say and take for myself, right? And so for me, because it triggered something about me not being honored and valued for me being expressive as a full expression that I am, which is my branch this year of self-expression, it triggered not being received in my full expression. So the answer back to me was, gosh, Christine, what you really need to do is really express yourself and love yourself for who you are. And so that day, I actually spent the whole day drawing and making all these great pictures and me really valuing myself. Not, again, looking outside, not even letting her know that my feelings were hurt. Now, that led me to the third stage because I was full of self-love. The third stage was then you can go back to the person and you can say to them, my feelings were hurt when this happened. Not you hurt my feelings, because that's a judgment. They were trying to actually hurt your feelings. And most people in your life do not want to hurt your feelings, right? So you want to realize at this third step, he didn't probably really want to hurt my feelings. And if they are a person who wanted to hurt your feelings, you got to take a stand for self-respect and move that person out of your love rings that are so close. But if they're a good person, generally they didn't want to hurt your feelings. And so you just go to them and you say, gosh, when that happened, here's what occurred for me, because you have self-awareness, and this is why it triggered me, and it really hurt my feelings. So it would be really helpful for if you could, in our relationship, do this. And just make a request. And 9 times out of 10, if they can do it, they're going to say yes. And if they can't do it, you'll find some place more deeply connected that will still allow you to deepen your relationship. So that's how, going back to kindergarten to where we are now, that you can really be with when someone hurts your feelings. Be self-aware, lead into that branch of self-awareness. Number 2, really ask yourself what you need to feel loved instead of fear. And number 3, lean into the relationship and ask them and tell them that your feelings were hurt. So sending you all much love, everyone. See you next week.